It's basket time! Welcome to Povo do Brasil 2026 World Basket Cup. This is day 6, and please welcome the pairs for the semifinals matches. Playing on court number 2 for BC4 pairs semifinal, the match between Great Britain and Hong Kong, China. The official will be Sandra Monteiro. Playing on court number 4 for BC4 pairs semifinal, the match between Portugal and Hungary. The official will be Darren Thompson. Star Roma. Playing on court number 2 for BC4 pairs semifinal, representing Great Britain, Stephen Maguire and Sophie Newnham. Representing Hong Kong, China, Yu Qing Leung and Yuan Xiong. Playing on court number 4 for BC4 pairs semifinal, representing Portugal, Paulo Cardoso e Carlo Oliveira. Representing Hungary, Gergo Merkes and Alexandra Savo. Good luck to all and may the best win.
Welcome all back here at Povo do Brasil 2026 World Basket Cup. I'm José Carvalho, and now we'll bring you the semi-final between Great Britain and Hong Kong, China. This is the BC4 pairs semi-final. A big game between the two first pairs in the world ranking. We already had here yesterday the Great Britain pair. Slightly introducing the Hong Kong China pair. Hong Kong China was second in the Paralympic Games, first in the Asia Oceania Regional Championships, third in Astana this year, and last year in Beijing they were first. So of course, teams that know what it's like to win. And of course, as we said yesterday, the Great Britain pair, first in Astana, first in the European, first last year back in Portugal in Coimbra, and first in Seoul, also last year. And of course, yesterday we also had the Hong Kong China pair against Ukraine. And now as we get ready to start here the game, here to the commentary position, I have now Catarina Vieira, international referee from Portugal and also a liner in this competition. Catarina, thank you so much for being here with me.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And as we get now ready here for this match.
Start matches.
As now Great Britain will start the game. Great Britain playing with red, Hong Kong, China with the blue. Be a short game here by Great Britain. Katrina taking the opportunity here always to be a liner in this type of competitions.
In this type of competitions, a liner is very important, mainly in BC3 competitions, because there are too much equipment in the boxes and sometimes referees may not see everything. In BC4, for example, we mainly see the interaction with the coaches, if there are any communications, and we let the referee know, and also if they are stepping the line.
And during this explanation, we saw a great positioning shot by Stephen Maguire. Now, an opening by Yuk Wing Leong. And once again, thank you very much, Katarina, for being here. As now I can say that we had almost everyone from every position here in this competition. We had coaches, we had athletes, we had the CEO. And now the only thing that was missing was a liner, a referee. So I believe it's great for people watching at home to get the feeling from every position, because every position is really important to an organization of a competition like this. And of course, we all work in the shadows to let the athletes shine. As we now see Hong Kong to play. It's a great ball. I believe it's in the scoring position as we see here, the overhead camera. And of course, talking about referees, we'll talk also about the importance of the referees in this match. Such an important match between the two first in the world ranking. Of course, we have the international referee on our image here on the right, Sandra Monteiro. One of the best referees. Now we see Sophie Newnham opening the game and to take that blue ball out of the game. and also as a liner for one of the best referees in this competition and in the world. We have Helena Bach, one of the catalysts of boccia in Portugal and in the world. One of the biggest figures in this sport. Katerina, we talked about Sandra and Helena Bach, how important it is for a new referee coming onto the scene to learn from such referees like they are.
I think it's very important. We all want to learn from the best and become the best, just like them. And they have so much experience, and we can rely on them to always improve and to always become a better referee with their guidance and with their help. So I think it's very important.
Now, another great play by Yuan Xiong. Now, Hong Kong China already play 4 balls. We'll be now going for the 5th. And we talked yesterday about the importance to play the last balls. That's exactly what's going to happen for Great Britain. It's a long ball. We're not sure if it's still in the court. As we see here, from only the vision was not possible. So now the referee will go for a paper, a piece of paper to check if it's touching while on the line. If the ball doesn't move, it's still in the court. That's the indication. And it's still blue to play. They'll play now the last ball. Katrina, I've been talking about the little details that make all the difference and the level of precision that referees need to have. How can you, like Sandra just did, she took her time to look. She'll go for a paper to check if the ball is still into the court. How big of a difference can it make the measurement by the referee? Because just a small millimeter difference, I believe it must be hard for you with a game like this that it's so much pressure.
Yes, sometimes it's kind of hard. The pressure also gets to us, not every time, but sometimes. And it's the details are very important. It's the difference between winning and might lose and might lose. So in this case, the ball was just in or out, but sometimes it is if blue is scoring or red is scoring, and it might make a difference if they only need 1 point to win or not. So the details are very important.
As we see Stephen Maguire getting 1 ball close to the jack. Of course, they still have 3 balls left, 1 minute 35. Another good ball. They asked the referee to say the result. It's 2, maybe 3, but we don't need to measure. Now Sophie will play the last ball in this end. Just 30 seconds. We talked about the details, and winning here by 5 in the first end can make a big one. Can now only be 4. But let's see. The referee asked for the captain to come onto the court to check for the final measurement. As we know from yesterday, the overhead camera can play tricks on us. So that's the importance of the referee to be on the court for this precise measurement to enforce the rules. I believe it's 4 for red. And that's the confirmation that we have from the referee. It's 4 for red, 4 for Great Britain. So, big difference here on this first end in this semi-final. That can now see the result on the other court where the other semi-finalists are playing. It's the game between Portugal and Hungary, where now Hungary wins at the beginning of the second end, 1-0. And now we'll begin the second end. Already the indication for Yuan Cheong to play the jack. Now let's see the first position of the blue ball. It's a great position. Now, Great Britain will need to open the game. As you know, we'll see Stephen Maguire to play. I'll try to get that blue out of there. But plays to the right. It's a touching ball, so it's closer than the blue. blue to play. So taking the opportunity that I have a referee here with me and to explain to the people that are watching us, we know that on the court now each pair plays with a different color, as we saw already in play. Great Britain is playing with red, Hong Kong, China with blue. But we know that the players go to a place called the call room before the games. And Katarina, what happens there? So they come out to the court and have these colors.
Okay, so first of all, when they go in the call room, they need to be all together. It cannot go one athlete and then a few minutes later another athlete and then the coach. No, they all need to go in the call room together. If one doesn't go with them or if they don't take the balls with them, then they cannot go in after that. They all need to go together, and then the referee comes, and the first thing we check is their names and numbers to see if everything is correct with the list we have, with our schedule, and we check the court, and if they have like the people in BC4, the players and the coach. In BC3, like the ramp operators and the coach. No more than that. And then we ask who wants to choose the coin, so we can do the coin toss. And usually the male say the girl can choose which side of the coin they want, and then depending on which side they choose, we select the color. For example, if Sophie wants, she can choose if she wants to play with red or blue. In case of teams in pairs, the team who doesn't chooses get to choose who starts the warm-up. And then they check each other's balls. We check for stickers, and then we go to the ball check and we do the ball check to see if everything is in order. And then after that, we just ask for procedures if they have any questions. And I think it's mainly that. We ask them if they need help to go on court, and mainly is that.
So there's a lot going on behind the scenes before we even see the players.
Exactly. We have a lot of rules we need to follow and procedures we need to follow before we all enter into the playing area.
And that's the visible side of what the referees do. They're not just in the court showing colors, measuring balls. There's also a lot of rules, a lot of procedures being taken place behind closed doors. And as we said before here, and not only because I have a referee here with me commentating in this game and giving the referee's perspective on such an event, referees are an integral part and very important part in this sport. Of course, the athletes are the stars, but without the referees, it would not be possible to have such a close competition. And there's always need to someone to enforce the rules. And during the games, Katarina, are you able to watch the games, or are you only focused in doing your job?
I'm enjoying the game and I'm watching and I'm trying to understand what they will do in those specific moments, but I'm also trying to pay attention to the details, watching if they make any violation, and also looking at the coaches and at the time and everything else. But yeah, we are still able to enjoy the game as long as we are not too nervous.
As we saw here, a good opening from Hong Kong as they'll go to the last ball in this end. Only 30 seconds left. A great ball. 1 minute left for Great Britain to play the last 3 balls in this end. Great lob by Stephen Maguire. Taking that blue out of the jack and move the jack towards those 2 reds that were behind. Another great ball. I'll be Sophie to play. Took a ball that went through that gap in between the blues. Not sure if it's enough to play to be scoring. The referee's indication is that it is. It's 4 for red, 4 for Great Britain. As they now win 8-0. Updating the game on court number 4. Now Hungary is winning 3-0 against Portugal. Of course, the pair of Paulo Cardoso and Carlos Oliveira will manage to turn it around and go to the final here in Pova. As we're on this minute in between ends, Katarina, during this 1 minute, what happens between the referee and the liner? What are the conversations that you have?
Usually, we talk about something we see that we might not been sure if it is a fault or not, or sometimes we just say everything went well and there was no penalties. We didn't have doubts. Sometimes we just make small talk with each other, not talking about the game itself.
That small talk must also be a way to take away the nerves and the pressure.
Yes,
Right.
and it is also so that we can get to know each other better, so we can have more chemistry during the game. At least in my point of view, it's important that you know very well the referee. My position here is the liner, so it's important that I know the referee well. So we don't need to communicate a lot of signs so they can understand us. So I think that's important.
That's, as we see here, a great ball by Sophie Newnham, positioning the red in front of the jack. And talking about signs, that would be my next question. When you see a fault or any infringement being made, you need to signal it to the referee. Is there any specific sign, or is something that you talk with the referee beforehand?
Yeah, we talk with each referee before the game, and I just see what they prefer that I do. Some referees don't prefer any specific approach, so I just say what I'm most comfortable doing, and I explain to them so they might be comfortable and understand what my signs might be. But we don't have any rule for specific signs. It's just what works for us.
As we saw, a great opening by Hong Kong, China. A great position by Stephen Maguire. At this moment, as a liner during this play, what are the things that you are looking for?
Uh, if they step on the line, if the coaches are saying something to the other player or even to the athlete, and actually just seeing if there is any kind of communication. Here we don't need to pay attention to a lot of details, such as BC3 in BC3 games, where we have so much more details. Here, the things are more simple. But also, if the other team is communicating in the opponent's time.
And an impression that it may look like is that the liners are just there behind the athletes, on the side of the athletes, hands behind their back, minding their own business, as we see here. A great positioning by Hong Kong, getting really close to the jack, a touching position. Now, of course, more difficult task for Great Britain. As I was saying, you're not just there with your hands behind your back, just watching the game. You're watching a lot of things and listening also to a lot of things.
Exactly, and also listening to the people in the public to see if they are saying anything. Obviously, sometimes we don't understand what they say, but the communication sometimes speaks for itself. And also, if the other team is like touching a ball, that would be considering a fault. So we also need to be paying attention to both teams, not just the player who is about to shoot the ball.
And you're talking about specifics. One question that I have is that now it will be Sophie to play from Great Britain. And if his partner, her partner, in this case Stephen Maguire, is touching the line, is that considered a fault?
No.
Or it's only the player that plays the ball?
Yes, it's only the player who shoots the ball or throws the ball. The other player can do not whatever they want, but they can be touching the line, and that's fine.
As we see that Great Britain will go for their fourth ball. It looks like it's going to be Sophie to play. Of course, they have this red that is close to the blue behind the jack that Stephen Maguire can use. Let's see this play by Sophie. She doesn't manage to go for that gap between the red and the jack. So maybe now that will be the play to push the jack to the red. Indication of 30 seconds. Managed to create a little opening. And now has a red in front of the jack. Now use the last ball to push it. Last 10 seconds. I don't know if he manages to be in a scoring position. It's close. a great play. But that threat that it was behind the jack is now into play. And it talks about small details. They were winning this end by one, but they know that will not be enough for in the last end to win. Last ball. The indication is that it's one for blue. The Hong Kong captain comes onto the court to see. It's one for blue. So now the game is 8 for red, 1 for blue. 7 points difference to the last end. More than the 6 points that they can make in the end. But still, there can be any faults or infringements. Katrina, we've seen, as we have here, also the view on the game on the other court where Portugal is playing. Less than seconds, last ball. An important ball. It's a great ball by Carlos Oliveira. The game was 3-0 for Hungary. We could not see what the result was, but the captains will go onto the court. As we get the indication to play the jack. It looked like we had the view that it was 2. Now Carlo gets in the way of the camera, making it even more suspenseful for us. As Hong Kong China already played the first blue ball and was a perfect positioning. And of course, as we see here on our left side of the screen, the importance that this end have. Now we had a ball from our court to go on the other court. It didn't disturb anything. It looks like it's 3 for Portugal. So they tie the game. Tie at 3. They'll go for the 4th end. Just needing to score 1 point to go to the final. And it looks like they're going to play Great Britain, the winner, on court number 4. Let's hope that it's Portugal against Great Britain in the end. As we now come full time back here on court number 2, where Great Britain will play the 4th ball. Katarina, in the games that we've been seeing for the last 6 days, even when teams and players are winning and they know that on the last end it's already won, they are still competing. So can the referees relax or they need to always be on top of their game also?
I think everything can happen in the last end. We've seen this in the last 6 or 7 days. Sometimes we think 100% sure a team will win, and then in the fourth end everything changes, and we need or a tie break or the other team wins. So I think we all always need to be on top of our game and always paying attention because everything can change. It's not likely that Hong Kong wins here, but everything
It can happen. It can happen.
Yeah. Not a great shot for Sophie.
A great shot. And as they go to the last ball in the game, will be Sophie with the last ball.
Okay. Hong Kong has a lot of space to put balls there.
As we now have, once again, both games here on our screen. Great Britain, Hong Kong on our right, Portugal, Hungary on our left. Of course, as this game is already decided, in the other, a lot is in stake. As you now see, Carlos Oliveira preparing the next shot. And it's a great ball by Carlos Oliveira. As we see now, Hong Kong is playing for their honor to not have such a difference in the scoring board. Now we see Alexander Sabo to play. Was a good shot by Alexandra. And also from Yuan Cheong, Iran, court number 2. Alexandra managed to create a little opening in between the blue and the red. And it's 4-4 blue, 4-4 Hong Kong here on our court, court number 2. So it brings the end result for 8 for red, 5 for blue, 8 for Great Britain, 5 for Hong Kong, China. And that means that Great Britain will go to the BC4 pairs final. Once again, another final for this pair. As we go now to court number 4, where we'll do the commentary in Portuguese. Catarina, agora em português. Agora que vemos aqui o campo número 4, o jogo entre o par de Portugal e o par húngaro. Claro, aqui a constituição das equipas, por Portugal está a Carla Oliveira e Paulo Cardoso, na equipa húngara, Gergo Berkes e Alexandra Sabo. Catarina, um jogo muito diferente daquilo que vimos aqui no campo número 2, em que houve uma grande distância entre os pares, e aqui um jogo muito renhido, sempre até a última bola.
Sim, está a ser um jogo muito sofrido para Portugal. Vamos ver se conseguem manter o ponto ou se a Hungria acaba por ser superior neste parcial.
À medida que a equipa húngara já só tem 2 bolas restantes, menos de 1 minuto, Já falámos vezes e vezes sem conta aqui na transmissão da importância de ser o último a jogar. E Portugal ainda tem 4 bolas disponíveis.
A regra é sempre fazê-los gastar mais bolas do que aquilo que nós gastamos, não é? Portugal está a conseguir fazer isso.
E aqui Gergo Berques a mexer algo no jogo, a mudar o ponto. Será Portugal a jogar. Será Carla Oliveira a jogar agora a próxima bola. Jogadora muito experiente, que com terminada a prova individual aqui na POV voltará a ser número 1 do ranking mundial. A jogadora habituada a estes palcos. Que está num grande momento de forma. E aqui a tentar uma bola por cima, uma tentativa de abertura. Ainda 3 bolas para jogar, 1 minuto e 37 agora. Claramente que enquanto português aqui a ver este jogo muito renhido. Este jogo muito renhido. Acabamos por estar aqui também mais nervosos. E aqui uma grande bola por parte do Paulo. Ter a bola a saltar por cima das bolas azuis. Vejamos se estará a pontuar. O árbitro necessitará de fazer uma medição mais precisa. Sempre momentos muito intensos. Especialmente quando joga aqui Portugal. Quando transmitimos estes jogos. E vemos aqui a importância dos árbitros e da medição precisa. Faz toda a diferença num jogo. Parece que é uma decisão por parte do árbitro. Ainda é Portugal a jogar. Vamos aqui. Paulo a jogar a próxima bola. Vai mexer ligeiramente o jogo. E é a Hungria a jogar. Portugal irá ter a última bola. Esperemos que não seja preciso jogarem. Que no final do lançamento desta bola seja Portugal a pontuar. Mas claro que os húngaros também querem pontuar. E acaba por falhar esta bola de Alexandra Sabo. Claro que Portugal agora vai perguntar o resultado. E se tiver um para Portugal, para as vermelhas, não vão jogar. E é isso mesmo que acontece. Um jogo decidido. Não na última bola, mas na penúltima. Claro que a capitã da Hungria, Alexandra Sabo, vai querer ir a campo, confirmar, mesmo que é 2-1 para as vermelhas. Vimos aqui, conseguimos acompanhar aqui também em direto nesta emissão a reviravolta de Portugal a perder 3-0 na entrada do segundo parcial, a conseguirem dar a volta no último parcial e vão defrontar a Grã-Bretanha num jogo decisivo, no jogo da medalha de ouro. Catarina, mais uma vez, muito obrigado aqui pela tua presença e também dar-nos aqui a perspectiva de um árbitro, de um liner aqui nesta competição. Falamos mais em inglês do que em português. Acabámos também por sofrer muito aqui durante a emissão enquanto víamos o jogo entre a Grã-Bretanha e Hong Kong. Catarina, muito obrigado. Agora que nos despedimos aqui desta transmissão, convidamos a estarem presentes dentro de cerca de 1 hora para a semifinal da competição de equipas BC1, BC2, em que a equipa da Eslováquia vai já contra Portugal aqui no campo número 2. Até já.